Can you smell what the rad is cooking? So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a little video, a little subgenre of something I'd like to call Cooking with Radix. Except it's not like the original Cooking with Radix idea, where I was going to be talking about just the cooking, because I've already done that video, and it just never came out right. So, we have a problem. I don't want to redo the video, so it's just going to be me doing a normal commentary video, while also just happening to be cooking. You know how well that's gonna go. You can just imagine all the sounds that are gonna pop up on this microphone that will just drown me out. I really hope the camera focuses on me. It's entirely possible that I could just be out of focus for most of the video. Today, I want to talk about if it's too late for the IDW Transformers comics. Now, I made a promise to review every single issue of the IDW Transformers comics as they come out. And I intend to keep that promise, although I am several issues behind. I've only covered the first arc of Galaxies, haven't even covered the Valentine's Day special. But I'll get to it eventually, just trust me. I also haven't caught up on the ROM reviews yet, so that's a problem. But one of my main criticisms, and one of the reasons you don't see me make much comic reviews recently, is because my criticisms of the IDW Transformers series is remaining the same throughout its entire run, which is it's moving way too slow, introducing way too many subplots, when the main plot really, you can argue, hasn't even started. You can tell that they're trying to get up to an Autobot-Decepticon war, because that's typically what Transformers is. But it's been taking so long, I believe, I think the Decepticons only recently became the Decepticons or something? Or I know the Decepticon symbol was unveiled at some point. But anyway, they're moving at such a slow pace. It's incredible. And it's weird because it's a story where you know it's going to go. You know where the story is going to go. It's a Transformers comic, and it doesn't look like the goal of the comic is to purely be a pre-war comic. It looks like it's supposed to be heading to the war. And that's something I want to talk about, because recently they've announced a new IDW Transformers miniseries called Escape. Not that good of a title, but you get the idea. Please be enough, please be enough, please be enough. Oh no! We only have about half the amount of rice we need. I can't go to the store and buy more because the stores are closed because it's a holiday. We might have to use instant rice when all is said and done for what I want to make. But that means I need 1 cup of water. One person had something to say about the new IDW series. I say new, it's been running for like over a year now, and nothing's happened. I saw one person say, finally they are telling the story of the Transformers and are starting where it's supposed to start. The beginning. To which, if you're saying that this comic series has a good idea because it's starting at the beginning. It's starting at the beginning of the Autobot-Decepticon war. I have to ask you. Hold up. Do you not know anything about storytelling? Because if you know anything about storytelling, you know the importance of a concept called background. Background is the stuff that leads up to the beginning. The Transformers series does not need to start at the very beginning of the war. Traditionally, the stories usually start with the war in the middle of everything, with the war coming to Earth. And I am a big proponent of the idea that Transformers at its core should be set on Earth. Now that might be a controversial opinion to a lot of Transformers fans because they don't know how stories work. I think a lot of Transformers fans who are literally children or literally autistic look at Transformers and say it should be about the robots. They screech at anything that has to do with humans. don't put no humans in my Transformers. I believe that yes, while fleshing out the cosmology and the space side of Transformers is important, in fact, very important. In fact, I think I might make a video talking about that. I also believe that at the foundation, at least in the early stages of any Transformers fiction, you gotta start with Earth being relevant. Transformers is ultimately a science fiction show. And science fiction explores multiple tropes, multiple ideas, multiple themes. This can be the prevalence of technology on a modernizing society. It could be the relationship between humanity and the environment, and how, you know, it could be talking about the general trend towards the abandonment of religion in favor of science, or whatever. There's a lot of stuff you can use science fiction to to go through, to analyze. But I think it's very easy for science fiction fans in particular to say, oh look, cool technology. Oh look, cool robots. Oh look, cool spaceships. And then just lose the point of what science fiction's supposed to be until it ultimately becomes just a fan servicey, is fan servicey the right word? It is the right word, there's another word I'm looking for. Something fulfillment, like the writer fulfillment. I guess it's fan service if it's to fulfill the fans, and it's writer fulfillment for the writer. If they're just talking about that cool robots, the cool spaceships, and I think they are cool robots, and I think they are cool spaceships, but I think cool stuff like that needs to be layered on top of something with a little bit more of a point. Now, for Transformers, because they're not robots, actually, the Transformers are not technically robots because they are an alien civilization, you can easily use them as analogies to the human civilization. Bada bing, bada boom. You know, just have these issues be thrown at the Transformers instead of at the humans, which is fine. But if you're going to do that, then you're going to have to be a little bit more creative than drawing on a plot for so long. Especially when the current IDW comic series appears to be, it doesn't appear to be like it's just Transformers, it appears to be the goal to eventually get to Earth. It's just taking the longest route possible. That's not being smart with how you're writing the Transformers. That's called dragging on the plot. So now Transformers Escape has come out. Let me adjust this. Whoop, whoop. Oh, that's not the direction I wanted to go in. So let's talk about that. Escape is coming out. You know, we're getting ready to leave Cybertron, which I know in the past I have said that, hey, I get tired of the pre-war Cybertron stuff and then everyone has to get off the planet because the war broke out. I've said that about Transformers Siege, and then wouldn't you know it, I ended up liking Transformers Siege. Now, I've seen some people talk about how the IDW comic is just so boring that they just gave up on it entirely. And you know what? I don't blame them. It is moving ridiculously slow, slower than it should, and at this point, I fear that it's too late for IDW's comic series to be introducing, you know, getting off world. And it's like the time to get off world could have been issue 1. Do I think the amount of time we've spent so far building up to this moment has been worth it? No, not at all. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if in the future, when people recommend to other people to read the second IDW Transformers universe, if they just say, you know, skip to the events after the Escape miniseries or something like that. That is a whole piece of spam on this knife. So, is it too late for IDW's Transformers series? I would say, based on what we have to us right now, yes. Of course, changes could happen over the years, but also IDW's dying as a company anyway, so who knows if the Transformers comic series will even get to a point where it gets good before the company inevitably collapses into the ocean where it came from. And I am not done with cooking yet. So, Hello? There we go. How many of you people live in a house that has a functioning stove? I wish I did. You know, I used to wear gloves, like heavy-duty gloves, because the popping grease always scares me. But I put them in my car, and now they are still in my car. And I just haven't bothered to get them back. While I'm waiting up on the food to finish, don't... forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't yet, do it. I'm begging you. Only 80% of you have... 80% of you watching have not subscribed yet. That's a ridiculous number. Please, it's free. You can always unsubscribe later if you don't like what comes up. Follow me on social media, and let's see how this turned out. Alrighty. Bone apple teeth.